Hey guys, welcome back to my podcast. So, it has been quite some time. I have been active, not here obviously, but in my life. And yeah, so today I'm coming back to talk about a very specific subject that has been occupying my mind, if I can say so, but I think even mostly my feelings. And basically, it's related to your focus. You probably already heard the saying where focus how is it? Yeah, where focus goes, energy flows. Basically, it's the idea that I want to talk about. So since last podcasts and also some things that happened in my life, I really got focused on what I said and what I basically my goals. Mainly the goals of achieving fire early on, and also mostly on the how to, because I have a steady job, um, pays pretty well, at least for where I live. But it's no, it's how can I say? Yeah, it's no rocket. It's not a rocket to achieve the goals, basically. So it's the slow and steady way. And yeah, I have been concerned on what could I do to achieve my goals faster. And it brought a problem along, if I can say so. And it's also an old known problem for me. And it's, the fact that I got so focused on achieving more, on what I want and what I don't basically what I want to have and what I don't have yet, that creates a gap. The gap is there, but if you focus on it, then you feel more that gap of basically what you want your life to be. And yesterday I heard an amazing podcast. It also added a book to my want to read list, and it's a book about. I know the title. It's Solve for Happiness. Solve, so of solving problems. Solve for Happiness, and it's Mo Gorat, the author, if I'm not mistaken. And basically, he came into an event of Tony Robbins. I heard the podcast where he gave his little speech, where he basically devoted a big part of his life to cracking the happiness equation, if you can say so, on how to get happy, but with a scientific approach. It's really nice. But yeah, basically, when you feel unhappy, it's generally because of your expectancy. So, uh, yeah, basically what you expect out of life and out of the events in your life, and the gap between, so basically what you expect or expected to happen and what really happened. And as long as you're not content, basically, as you're not happy with with the difference of the two, then you feel unhappiness. I think it's clear, but if I take a very, very simple example, if you get an offer to go work one weekend for 1,000 euros or dollars, and for you it's okay, basically you think it's a fair price, you go, you work for it, you get your $1,000, you're happy because that's what you expected, that's the agreement you had. But let's say you go, you work, weekend is over, and when the moment comes, you only get, let's say, even 800 euros or dollars. Basically, you feel betrayed, you feel ripped off, you feel that someone stole from you, even if for example, if it was agreed that it was 800, maybe you would have accepted anyway. But the fact that you expected something, but you got less, or you got not what you wanted, then you get that feeling of unhappiness. And that's basically what happened to me, and what's happening to me too. So basically, I really got focused on what can I do to improve my life, what can I work on, maybe start a business. I was really active also for the first time in my life in Reddit. In the past, I went on the platform just when I was searching something, and it came up in the search results, basically. But I tried to connect a little bit more to my community. So basically, the country where I live, the area where I live, also to familiarize myself with basically the market, the reality of other people. It was a pretty decent and pretty eye-opening experience, that's for sure. But yeah, so basically focusing so much on the what I want, what I don't have yet, it brought also bad feelings, if I can say so. So basically, I started to feel more like I was not having enough, like I'm not doing enough. Yeah, basically those kind of feelings. And unfortunately, in the past, that happened already quite some times. It's not something I'm proud of, but it's the reality. So basically, I can say, an obsessive personality, where basically I tend to focus on something so hard that I have tunnel vision, and everything gets forgotten and so on. And that's great when I'm working on a specific problem or specific goal, because generally I achieve my goals. That's also a truth. But the problem is when problems arise, problems that I cannot solve or I don't want to solve. Well, that same tunnel vision applies, and it brings the problem that basically I have let's say I can get easily more depressed or more melancholic or not feel that great for even quite some time. In the worst case scenarios in my life, I have gotten a few months of depression. The worst one was a few months, basically it was last year, where I got a burnout, and long story short, I also hurt myself. So I had physical pain, I had emotional pain. And the physical, so basically where I got hurt, it directly impacted, let's say, my biggest fears. One of those fears, if not the biggest one, is to get paralyzed or to lose my mobility. Vision is also a big thing. So yeah, if I had to choose, I think I would prefer. I won't go into that because I think that can create some polemic, and let's keep it for another day. Long story short, I got in a bad spiral, and it was really hard to get out of it. Yeah, and also because that happened over some years, over and over again, I also began, how can I say it? Yeah, I think I've got the ability now to recognize it when it's bubbling up, and even before it's there. That has been a good help, because I just felt that. So basically, a few days ago, I felt that I was going that path again. I was walking it, and the end result is not good. I don't want it, of course. So I took also some time to reflect on this, to take a break, but let's say, and to break that spiral, and to break the pattern. And so my point for today is, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people who feel the same, basically, or at least who have a personality similar to that. So basically, where you fixate on problems and you, or not, sometimes not even problems, but on gaps. So basically, what you wanted to have, what you don't have. Maybe it can also come from comparison. So I'm not on social media because of that, mainly. Even though I don't feel I am I'm very likely to do it, basically. Okay, so basically, even when I was on social media, at least in my head, I think so, but I think I could separate the images that I see and also acknowledge it for what it is. So basically, people taking a snapshot of their best moment, but not being completely realistic about all the downsides. I don't think that was ever a problem. And still, that's basically a big decision I took quite some years back. I really took the time to analyze how social media made me feel, and even if it was not that, the comparison, all that kind of stuff, it didn't bring me any or very few, but I would even say any positive feelings, but it often brought some bad feelings because I saw news of people I like doing something I don't like, and that or even people that I don't like, that were mean or whatever, when I had some history, and people that I decided I didn't want in my life. So I was the first one to unfriend and to block and whatnot. But the fact that I was on social media, then you see reactions of people to that, and so basically lots of bad feelings for me. I made the decision to get out of it. I live a very good life without social media. I honestly, I never feel the need of it. Also, my wife has it, so even if I would need it once, I could use her account or ask her to contact a friend for me if I needed so. But honestly, I think it's more than a decade or almost a decade now, and I haven't had that need yet. So all this to say that I get those feelings, and I'm not even on social media. So I'm pretty sure lots of people, maybe you included, are on social media. Compare yourselves to your colleagues, your friends, or worse, maybe even people on the internet, random people on the internet that rented a big car and just took a picture with it, and that was it. But made you believe that they had the rich life, were living it, and you don't, and then you might feel some pain related to that. So people, please be careful. Please be careful of your own mind, where your mind is going. If you see that that pattern happens with you too, so basically where you fixate on stuff you don't have, you obsess over it, and it causes you pain, then also please take the time to break the cycle. Take the time to think, reflect on how bad it really is, because sometimes it's just in our head and the reality is not really quite so bad as we imagining it. I think that's the main point for today. I don't think you care, but also I want so basically all this came because I went on a vacation a few weeks back, and it's really great when you take time to completely disconnect from your job, your even honestly sometimes your relationships, because you take a break, you are not on your phone. At least for me, that's how I take my vacation. I am not on my phone. I just use my phone basically as a just to take pictures, and I most often is just in plane mode. I think that's how you call it, basically, where you disconnect from the network. Yeah, and I took the vacation with my wife, and it was not really a road trip, but we spent quite some time on the road. We visited a country where, you have to basically visit by road if you want to cover some ground, and it was really great. That's also generally when we have big revelations, because the fact that we both are taking a break, we are more relaxed and not so much into the problems, and we have the if you hear some noise, my dog is here by my side licking me and whatnot. But you basically take the time to reflect on how your life is going, your goals, all that, and that has brought some really good conversations in the past. So that's generally what happens when we go on vacation. And here it was not different. We were talking about our work, if we are happy about it, what we are happy about or not. And it really ignited the fire, let's say, that I have inside myself for quite some time, basically even I would say for more than a decade, since I'm a teenager. I always thought I would start a business, make big money, and so on. And talking about it really made me think that, like I said here too, it's stuff I would say I said I would do in my life. I still consider it as being goals or things I want to try once in my life, and still I haven't done it. So I came back, I got obsessed with it, like I always do. I spent hours and hours researching, asking around what people think, looking for competition, basically what's out there. And again, I think it's all valid points, but also I need to keep that in check, because there's no point in making tons of money or running for achieving your goals if you're unhappy and it makes you depressed rather than happy and content. So that's not the point, and that's why I came here today. Okay, so I hope I got the point across without rambling too much. I am pretty happy with how it went. I will also, I think, come back pretty soon again, because there's another subject that I want to spend some time thinking. Let's correct it. I have to think some more about it, and then I will come back here, because I want to have some clear image in my head of what I want to talk on that subject. So I hope this helped you out, guys, and see you in the next one. Bye.